I think on the 501st side, I'll throw some insider information out there. We definitely were a little bit afraid of some of the mid lane picks on 32nd, as well as the Mordekaiser pick top lane. So those were priority bans for the first round. Um, and then on the 32nd side, on the bans, 100% targeting Porter in the jungle with the Nocturne Briar and Sejuani. To be honest with you, they probably could have left Briar open in hopes that Porter would just int, which has happened multiple times. But 100% focus on Porter with the bans from 32nd. Oh, it's. I can fix that. Shoot. It's not that, it's OBS. Hold on. Okay, chat. And then
Mic check.
Mic check.
you should be good now. It was missing the chat audio on this draft layout as well. So when I fixed it on the game one, it didn't go to both. All right, so we didn't hear your intro then, I guess. I just came out of nowhere talking about the bands.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It's fixed now. If you wanted to say anything.
Yeah, I can fix it now. So, all right. Once again, I am Logan Silvers, Staff Sergeant Washington, and then we have Coach Matt here, aka Sniper, as we are looking at these bands. But going off of what you said about the jungle picks, right? Sejuani's flail at Porter. He's it's been hit or miss. It's been hit or miss, right? He's a great jungler, fantastic. A lot of my Sejuani gameplay is a little bit based off of his, and I was really hoping they wouldn't ban out the Sejuani so we could see him play it, but it is what it is. But him picking Vi, excellent pick into this with the Illaoi and the Karma, right? Um, he can lock down Illaoi before she can actually make use of her ult. I think it's a fantastic idea. However, Brand is going to keep them from fighting together as a team.
Yeah.
And the only person that can really survive that is going to be Gwen with her W.
Yeah, Porter is gonna play the brand, it looks like, this game, which is exciting. It's different from the other jungle picks we've seen from him so far, which have been bruisers. So we will have a very high damage jungle from Porter on 501st against a very good pick focused jungle on the 32nd, which should be interesting.
Yeah, I also am curious about the bans that the 501st chose to do this game.
Basically banning out mid lane. Four
Yes,
out of
but
five.
leaving the bot lane open. Very interesting.
I didn't do extensive draft and ban prep with 501st for this game. Porter handled a lot of that, and I know that the mid laner from 32nd was a worry.
Herbs is good,
Oh,
but
chat
Yubi
brings
is
up a
also
good question. Smolder, I thought was still on the not allowed list.
Let me actually
Ooh,
go
is that
double check.
February 14th that's allowed? Ooh, that might be the case, actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, nice catch
Let
by
me
chat.
let me double check. Let me double check the rules.
So
Let's go back in.
that'd be a redraft.
Potentially. Also, we have Azazel
Yeah.
in the booth, everybody.
How's it going? CW2 on her worth.
Let me go into Meet Cup. Let's check the rules again. I believe.
Or I mean, if the team's good with it, but I think they should at least have the option.
That is an excellent catch right there. General chat. Let me see. I think it's in.
I think it was in announcements, maybe. I'm checking.
Yeah, I don't remember what day,
Reminder.
but they did say like 2 weeks, or maybe it was only a week. So I just don't remember the
Oh
time
no,
frame.
2 weeks after Smolder's release.
Yeah, 14th February or after. Okay, so we'll have to check. We'll have to check really quick.
We'll have to check. It's legal in LCS because this is.
That's what we base the rule off of.
It was in LCS. All right, if it's in LCS, then we are allowed to play it. We are going to keep going with it. That has been the call here. Everything is fine. All right, cool. All right, let it play. Let it play. Yes,
I like
yes.
it.
All right, all right. The
Chat has
crowd has
spoken.
spoken. The teams have spoken. Everyone is okay on the board. We are ready for this. We are ready for this. I'm super excited because um I love watching Yubi play. I think I said this at the very beginning of the season. I've gone against Yubi in the top lane. Um, that man is something different. I don't know what it is. He is something different. And then on top of that, I'm excited to see um, uh, the 501st because they had a couple of rough games. So I'm really curious to see them see what has changed between last week and this week. But what do you guys think about this game? What are you excited for?
I'm very excited to see if we can get another good Xayah Rakan bot lane like we had last game. And I'm also excited to see the Karma mid, even after the nerf. I hear it's still pretty good.
I'm looking forward to the Vi brand matchup. I want to see if Vi tries to single out and delete the brand and make him pointless in the match, or if the brand can counter and turn the tables on the Vi.
Yeah. Now let's I want to know what everyone's thoughts are. What are you, where you're leaning for with this game? Chat while we are discussing our predictions for this game. If you want to go ahead and throw in your numbers, we'll tally them up and we'll see how this game goes. Let's start with Coach Matt. What do you think is going to happen with this? I know you have a soft side for the 501st, but looking at this matchup, what are your thoughts?
Here's what I want to see happen from an unbiased perspective. I want this to go to late game because the late game on both teams is very good. And I feel like it could be very exciting to go to late game from a spectator standpoint. That's my take, totally unbiased.
All right. I like that. So, are you leaning 32nd or 501st? What are we looking at?
If it does make it to late game, I think 32nd has a very scary late game minus LeBlanc. Like if it gets really late game, 501st might have it just off of the Karma still being very useful versus LeBlanc. But the LeBlanc player is very good, so it's a tough call.
Say I'm gonna have to go side with the 32nd. I think Gwen and LeBlanc, even if it goes late game, LeBlanc can still delete a brand in basically 2 hits or a Xayah. The amount of CC and engage that the 32nd has, I think, is going to give more opportunities to either start engages or make up for an engage. And but I think it's really going to come down to top lane. Who wins that is going to be able to expand their influence the hardest. Because Alawi ults, they hurt.
Yeah, and you are right. 32nd has a little bit of an edge on the engage CC.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. I am leaning towards, and this is based off of a couple of options, but I'm leaning towards the 32nd solely because while Smolder was banned out and he's pretty strong, it's actually the Nautilus with the Smolder, right? He can root, lock them down, and if they're trying to chase after Smolder, he can be like, "No, you don't. This is my anchor. This is where you stay," right? Whereas on the 501st side, Xayah and Rakan are strong, and we did play against it, but it was more of just a standard bot lane. It wasn't strong until a little bit later. And Brand, I don't know if he can bring what they really need on the 501st to stop the 30 seconds engage. But that's what we have right now. Chat, we are looking at stop it. Let's see here. We're looking at a short 3-minute break. Grab your 3 to 4 minute break. Grab your food, walk your kids, do whatever you need, and we'll see you back here.
14, 15, 16,
Perfect.
17. All right.
All right, we're in it.
All right, and we are back for the 501st large skill cap versus the 32nd Blue Knights.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So we see the 32nd starting off with a good 5 point. That's really good. And the 501st is trying to prevent an invade. These are really good starts from both sides.
Yeah, I want to see a good macro game from definitely one of the teams that I'm not biased towards in any way.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, sure.
It's like picking your favorite child.
Riveting gameplay here.
There's definitely a focus for 501st this week on focusing on the macro side of things. You know, what's going on the map, what can we do for objectives, what are the timers, that type of stuff. So I'm hoping we see a little bit of that implemented in this game.
Curious that Brand is starting red first here. I mean, I get that it's a lot easier to clear red side of Brand, but
Yeah, I'm wondering about that level 4. I'm imagining they're going to meet around either the crab or top lane gank. I would imagine the Brand would want to avoid that to level 6.
It depends
I'm
what
not
happens
really
with mid and top lane. If there's mid and top lane priority for 501st, Brand wants that scuttle.
yeah, Brand does want that scuttle. Sorry, I had to check in on the jungle real quick. I was trying to see what Vi started clearing with. I was curious as a Vi player, but you know, stood alone, taking his tactics. But it looks like Yubi's pushing in Illaoi right now.
Getting that early prio until what, level 3 when you get the grab?
That's actually very good. And with Gwen's healing off of her scissors, she's just really doing it all for free.
We definitely don't want to see Sejuani's flail on 501st go for the top scuttle, because there is absolutely mid prio for the Blue Knights.
Alright, so I've actually always been curious. We just saw it in the top lane. Apparently, Gwen's W does not affect her soul, which is I think the first time we've seen some form of another champion not interact with something else in its kit.
It's interesting.
Ooh, we got a little invade happening.
Oh, got that stun off.
Unfortunately, Sejuani's flail gets the Gromp with the smite. They can't win a fight here.
Flashing Brand.
Bell
Maybe,
getting heavily
maybe.
punished on the roam.
Oh,
Does
Brand down.
Sejuani fail down here? Yes.
Is she gonna
we
pay
do
for it?
see a
Oh!
death.
Buff transfer
Yeah, but
complete.
that extra.
Bailey getting punished. We definitely needed to see Bell on Karma just push mid lane there. If Gerbs wants to roam, let Gerbs roam. Punish with pushing minions into the tower. Unfortunately, at least this early, Bell's Karma can't deal with the damage from Gerbs LeBlanc, so there's no way to match the roam.
But that buff push to Illaoi is going to help her out. Sorry, to set Pfizer's this time. mouthful. But Phasers having the buff transfer is going to be really helpful in the laning phase, because now Alawi's a mana heavy champion, right? And then the extra healing from red buff.
Big
Oh, no.
poke from Z Nasty on the smolder.
Yeah, that wave clear with those boulders has been terrible for them to deal with.
Never mind. Phasers pushing a little too hard.
UB just
Huh?
doing the walk and snip, as they call it.
Looks like every lane has prio on red.
I would have done like some call out casting there, but I mean that was pretty self-explanatory. Phasers walked up to Yubi. Yubi said, "How you approach me?"
Ooh.
This is definitely gonna have to be a slowly played game for 501st.
Definitely a slowly played game.
Play defensive, protect the towers, get items.
It looks like they're
Yeah.
kind of getting there. They're kind of understanding that, but we'll see.
Set phasers to stun, doing some trading up top. In some cases, pushing the lane a little hard. It's not what you want to see considering the strength of UB's Gwen right now. We don't want the lane to push into the Gwen.
You know, I was saying earlier in the draft, I was excited to see this. UB is nutty in the top lane. I have seen them pull out some very interesting plays here.
Getting a little brave, pushing UB out.
Yeah, UB's probably just okay with the wave pushing in. If set phasers to stun keeps walking up enough, it'll be another
Oh.
rundown kill.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Could be right.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, good flash.
Good flash there.
UB
Yes,
some less.
Chad just mentioned Alawi is busted with the tentacles. Yes, later in the game, if they don't get heal cut, Alawi turns into a problem.
Yeah, that second to third item doesn't really matter. You're gonna have to go for an objective. You're gonna have to challenge something. You walk right into her.
It's very interesting because both champions in the top lane have an interesting amount of healing. There was a fight kicking off the top lane.
It's like a win even.
Set
Yeah.
phasers to stun used Alawi's ultimate and was countered by the regular ability from UB's Gwen.
Oh no. That's
Oh,
Yep, you gotta
it.
bait
Now
out that
UB's gonna run
ability.
out. Damn.
You
the,
see it.
the Gwen W is extremely powerful. You can't necessarily fight in it because she gets extra resistances, and you can't hit her from outside of it unless it's the ghost. It's not a good situation to be in for set phasers to stun
It was-
Alawi.
So is Gwen the champion just a kit counter to Alawi?
Not necessarily.
Not yeah.
Not necessarily, because we pointed out earlier, the soul is not affected by Gwen's passive.
True. So you have to
W,
poke.
right?
Yep.
So you grab the soul and poke. You don't engage without that soul for that reason.
Free drag.
But that is a free drag that goes to the 32nd. 501st is sitting with a grub lead. If they can get all three of the next grubs, they have what they need for Alawi to be a problem. And basically have the same pressure that Rip Carroll has.
Absolutely massive poke from Z Nasty's Smolder. If we look at the farm, Z Nasty, very slight lead, bot lane, just a waves difference. Mid lane, Gerbs, about a wave and a half, getting to a decent difference. Jungle, we've got about 10, 11 minions. Top, we've also got about a wave. Just a slight lead everywhere for 32 Blue Knights.
Yes, I am curious that back to what we were talking about with Sejuani Flair going with the brand pick. Being an engage heavy jungler, I'm curious as who's going to start the team fights in the future.
Oh, for this match, yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be Rakan, but
it would have to be Rakan, but they basically are going to have to just counter engage. They're gonna have to wait for an engage from Blue Knights and see if they can beat them up and punish them for it.
Nice.
Good little Rakan catch. The Nautilus, the hook from Biggie Smoz getting him to safety.
Alright, we have an engage from Gerbs in the top lane, securing that kill on phasers. And this is what I was talking about, right? There's not a lot of engage capabilities outside of the Rakan, or barely Copper, right?
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more careful play on the top side. The pushing up into the lane is just almost asking for death for set phasers to stun.
I think UB's wave management is impressive.
UB is doing
near
well.
perfect.
Yeah, UB is doing
He's
well on
always near
wave.
perfect.
Especially with the ability to snip, it's so tempting to just auto push, but she keeps on letting that wave come all the way back to her tower and then forcing Alawi all the way up into the lane with no escape.
We have a fight breaking out in the bot lane with Barely Cooper and
A little early maybe on the Smolder ult there. We might have seen it hit if it waited on the CC from Biggie Small's Nautilus. Nice dodge.
Barely Copper barely getting away from that Nautilus anchor.
We got Greaves looking top again, looking for that juicy Alawi pick. Set phasers to stun in danger, walking up into the lane. We're gonna see it on the camera
Vi's
any
ready
second,
for it.
but
Vi's engaging.
good catch.
Oh, double.
Set
Oh,
phasers
nice
to
kick
stun
out.
has to flash, but all in all, we get a kill on 501st.
So nice to get some answers. back
Older
from
Arse, I don't like
501st.
Jurassic Park.
Got a little counter jungling being attempted by Greaves. Top's getting frozen by UB.
Oh, Vi getting collapsed on.
Oh, you could have stole it, Bell. It had 100 health. Your Q was up. Oh, Greaves missed smite.
Bad coaching from the booth.
Greaves missed smite. It was stealable. Oh man.
That was interesting, very interesting right there.
Nice
There's a
collapse
little
from
bit
both
of,
teams in response.
A little bit of funny business going on in the chat here. Smaller R sounded like Jurassic Park. Yes, it does. It does indeed.
I saw Chris Pratt, I think. Oh boy. There's excellent wave management happening from UB top, only last hitting when it's pushing towards UB, but there's unnecessary pushing happening from set phasers to stun with Alawi tentacles being used and actually just annihilating multiple minions' health bars at a time, which is causing this to happen.
Oh,
Where
he's
set-
It's gonna
going
happen
in
on
set
with.
phases.
Oh, missed it.
Oh, kind of missed the ult, but secures
Doesn't
it with
matter.
the last proc.
Yeah, UB succeed. Has grabbed such a lead. I think it's going to be hard for anybody on the 501st to respond to it.
I think the thing that Phasers is struggling here with, and it's something I've struggled with in top lane for a while, is keeping the lane in a safe spot.
Playing defensively.
Yeah, well, especially with Alawi's passive.
The lane is in a
Farming
situation.
passive.
Got a little pick
Ooh,
on
nice.
Biggie Smoz again.
I'm a little bit surprised that Smolder didn't jump in.
Well, Smolder was 1 on
No,
3.
good.
That would have been
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, Z Nasty had a good call there. I don't know about the
We've
Dark Steel pick, but
the Dark Seal would be, I guess, just for better W damage on Smolder. I guess if I yeah, I'm not sure about that one either.
ultimately it's a good play because Swallow doesn't heavily rely on AP, And so Z Nasty's probably looking to, if I get kills, it's a nice thing. If I don't get kills, I don't really lose out too much.
What abilities scale off of AP?
I believe all three.
all of
I
them?
believe, yeah.
Oh, is it like the passive burn and the execute?
All three, I believe.
Yeah, I believe
Let's
all
see
three
here.
of them.
Okay.
The flying one, I don't think so, but the Q, W,
Yeah.
and R.
Actually, not just all three.
All four?
I think his ult also scales off of it. Yes, the heal from the ultimate also, and the damage scale. So all of his abilities scale.
We got a little more punishment happening top. UB picking off set phasers to stun. It's reached the point where, because of the amount of kills and the farm deficit top lane, basically set phasers to stun cannot be in the lane without knowing exactly where UB is, because it's death otherwise.
But at the same time, set phases to stun isn't really utilizing one of Alawi's greatest strengths, which is being able, like I said, to freeze the farm and be able to do damage to their laner if need be.
Well, Alawi doesn't really have a strength at freezing, but at this point, if Alawi throws out the ghost, UB will just kill set phasers to stun. UB would win in a ghost fight.
But we see Waz and Barely Copper putting on some pressure on Z Nasty and Biggie Smalls. What started off as leaning towards the questionable ultimate call there.
Kind of a late
Ooh,
ult
maybe?
set phasers to stun.
Definitely a late ult from set phases. And it
Smart to
looks
back
like-
off the dive. They don't want to be trading kills with the lead that they got.
Meanwhile, it looks like
Go for Brand, maybe. So Joinspell maybe gets the burn kill? Nope. They get a turret, though.
they do get a turret here.
And that's going to expand their gold lead to over 5 grand.
Objective bounties are up, so I actually really like the turret take from 501st. They get extra objective bounty gold.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like they are waiting for that late game, and they're willing to sacrifice whatever is needed to get that goal.
Blue team's turret
If they
has
can
been
keep it
destroyed.
at around a 5-6k gold deficit for another 10-15 minutes, they're in good shape. 501st could come back.
But how did they maintain that gold?
Like they just
Or-
did. They took an objective bounty and they
Well, trade
traded a
objective.
regular bounty. I
But
mean, a
by
regular
that
objective.
time, there's going to be dragons and Baron coming up.
Yeah, they'll have to give. They'll almost certainly have to give the third dragon. Baron, they could
See
just
those karma pings.
Baron, they could just contest. They don't need to take it. They just need to stop 30-second from taking it.
What is the hotkey for the objectives? I can't remember.
It's N.
There it is. Oh my gosh. I was like, it's something over on this side of the keyboard.
Got a little divey dive happening. Blue Knight's going in onto
A little bit of
Bell.
dive.
Big flash. LeBlanc unfortunately tanking the turret at first. And then Greaves has to flash, so Gerbs took turret aggro and had to get out. Maybe could have tanked another hit or two, but had to get out, and then Greaves just barely couldn't make it and was about to get rooted. Pushing another mid turret on 501st. I like the pressure because there was heavy commitment bot lane from 30-second Blue Knights, so another objective bounty claimed by 501st to shore up that gold lead a little bit and keep it at about
Blue team's
5k.
turret has been destroyed.
Yes.
They're doing well.
Looking at the map right now, there's a lot of vision bottom side of the map. Like, there's a ton of vision bottom side of the map, but top, which is indicative of all the action we've been seeing in the bot lane.
Got some good word clearing on. Ooh, that blue word was excellent.
Again, questionable ult from Z-Nasty.
Brand damage is
But we
coming in
see
big
Barry
here.
Copper coming in. Brand is trying to get his passive burns off.
Ooh.
Blue team's
Seth
But
versus
we're
Stun
gonna go
doing
back to
all he
top
can. Seth versus Stun just surviving.
Oh! They gained Prio over Dragon. Well played. 5-0 first pulling it out.
Yep, 5-0
That
first
was-
won the 5-0 first won the trade pre-Dragon, so they had the ability to take it, and also picking up a free kill because Blue Knights tried to get the steal and ended up dying for it.
I mean, the steal would have been good, like very big for the Blue Knights.
700 gold shutdown on Bailey.
Oh.
Belle of the Boulevard with a big gold swing. That's actually incredibly helpful. It's still a 5k gold deficit. With all of Gwen's huge pushing and gold getting, it's still 5k.
Well, most of that gold is unfortunately sitting with one individual.
Yeah, but that Brand being able to defend the, forcing, if the Gwen and Alawi are both going to be splitting lanes or never with their team for objectives, that means the Brand ult has less people to divide between and keeps on bouncing back and forth between those squishies. That could really put the priority, like as they're going for Baron, get another good Brand ult into the enemy team, they have to back off and surrender another objective, going back to the 5-0 first.
There's definitely
Yeah, you
no
literally get to see
world.
it now.
There's no world that 5-0 first can look Baron unless they pick off an insane pick where they get 2 or 3 people for free. Because Gwen is such a problem. If Gwen teleports up from
True.
Yubi, that's gonna be a big pain.
If Vi can get can lock down a caught out Brand, this could turn towards them getting Baron and reestablishing their already pretty substantial lead, but the 5-0 first is really trying to stay in this game.
They are staying. They're only at 4.5k behind. They're staying right in it.
Yep, they haven't let 30-second expand their gold lead whatsoever. They've frozen it.
Yeah,
Well played.
it's actually perfect. They're doing a perfect job keeping the gold lead exactly the same.
Karma's
Bell
doing some
plays this
good
smart-
trading.
Yeah, if Bell plays this smart, Bell walks away with an extra $700 or gold.
I wouldn't even say,
About the Brand getting caught out.
Good dodge by Wazdo with the Zaya
a little
ultimate.
overextended.
Very good dodge. But the
Gwen's in
TP,
town.
which
Called
we
it.
were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yep.
Gwen comes back in, cleans up house. Excellent teleport there.
The Gwen is a massive problem. It's
The Gwen. Yeah.
one of
She
those.
came in.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's one of
Well, I
those
was
where
gonna-
Riot would say, "Well, you just have your whole team focus Gwen," and it's like, "But Riot, Gwen has teammates. We can't do that."
Do you remember when Riot used to give you suggestions for how to deal with abilities?
Oh boy.
And they were always terrible and
They were
wrong.
so bad. My favorite one was how to deal with Tryndamere's taunt. I was like, am I supposed to predict when he? Yeah, predict when he presses it. It's not like
And
he
click
glows
to
before
face
he
him.
presses it.
An instant cast ability that he can choose to play at any time.
Oh, my favorite, Lily Spear. Walk towards Lily when she throws the spear. Yeah, so she can then
Kill you
jump
faster.
on me and eat me. He's like, I don't understand what you want from me here, Riot.
I want to share with you the best advice I've ever been given on dodging Blitzcrank hook. Just don't get hooked.
Yeah,
If you think
Yeah.
about it, it's 100% correct.
but it's
Works
the worst advice you
every
can see.
time.
Alright, so we see a Baron play here by the 501st. They're
Oh,
gonna
they
try to
tried to
bait
sneak it.
out the 32nd, but like
They looked
with
it.
Gwen,
They
With-
looked it. It was okay.
with Yubi being there, there's nothing they can do. Yubi is what level is Yubi? Let's look at this.
UB is 15. UB is very
Yubi is
ahead.
level 15, very much ahead.
Two levels on anybody on 501st. Massive lead.
Massive lead. There's nothing you can do.
In some cases, 5 levels. Rakan 5 levels. Zaya 4 levels. It's scary. I think if we look at the gold, it's the gold lead still at 5.5k.
Oh,
It's-
looks like a free drag.
If it's honestly, it's only the third drag for Blue Knights. It's okay if 501st gives this up. That's just another 5 minutes where they can keep farming and buying items. This is a little scary from Sejuani's flail in the jungle, but he's got the team backing him up, so he's gonna be okay. Good ward clearing. LeBlanc looking for a pick. Gerbs is looking for some free kills here.
Oh, no vision.
There's
in the
not a lot
bush. They
going
know
on
they're
here.
there.
There's a
Oh,
lot
the
of raids
tentacles!
happening.
The tentacles are giving
Tentacles
vision.
are in-
That's so
yeah,
good.
tentacles give partial vision. It's not as great as a ward, but it is very nice.
That neat little pink word. Ooh, the free ghost damage, not too bad.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just gonna put another
Oh!
another
Ooh,
tentacle
got away.
there. Oh, there's a lot happening on the map. The directed camera's
Back and
having some
forth.
issues right now.
We've
Yeah.
got some scary splitting happening amongst players on 501st. I'm so afraid. Engage from Fairly
they're
Copper.
trying to engage.
He's going in,
Fairly
even with
Copper
the
gets
sub.
engaged.
Get a nice brand.
Oh,
up.
Quasdo's
Glenn's
getting
going in.
deleted by Vibe, but the CC happens. The big root. Uh-oh.
Says one is goes down by Greaves and LeBlanc combo. Gerbs is gonna try to chase down this Alawi. I would have gone straight for drag at this point.
Yeah, drag or
But-
split push.
Alright, Greaves
There's
and
a lot of
Gerbs
chasing.
are getting Phaser locked out here. There's not much he can do there.
Blue team's
The
UB's laser focused on objectives.
the engage from Barely Copper effectively did not work there.
It was a beautiful engage, but Yubi put up that W on Gwen, basically negated whatever damage he was going to do with that ult, and then on top of that we had the ult from Smolder, which is Z Nasty coming through hot, healing, doing damage, keeping Smolder in that fight a little bit longer, and there really wasn't much to do there
They
from
have
the
to-
Final Person side.
The 501st has to have a counter engage. They just don't have the tools to engage like that and win. Not in a straight up 5-on-5. They can't make it happen. And we saw that because in this case, Blue Knights did the counter engage, and Wasdo had to use ultimate to dodge the Piggy Smoz Nautilus ultimate, and then had basically nothing to keep himself alive against Greaves. And at that point, not having been able to do hardly any DPS on Xayah, 501 large skill gap
Yeah.
didn't have anything left.
Yeah, if the 501st had some sort of anti-engage that wasn't also their engage, things would be working well. But realistically, the 501st bot lane with Barely Copper and Waz,
Interesting trade.
they're the only ones that can get out of these fights.
There's definitely an Alawi opportunity there to hit UB directly when taking the turret. It's too late now. We got the ult, but UB just says, I'm out.
There's one is flail with Bell of the Boulevard and Barely Copper top lane, trying to grab this turret to kind of put some more gold into the team's pocket.
Minions will take
But-
care of it. Nice leave.
We're seeing a Baron vision clear. Let's see if the 32nd and the 501st try to scuffle in the river once more. It didn't really work out the last two times that they tried this.
I gotta tell you, aside from that failed engage in the last team fight, 501st is keeping this game even.
Yeah, I mean
It's-
evenly
They're
As
stopping
even
the
as they
runaway.
can.
apart.
Yeah.
Alright, Rakan going in for another engage with
Yeah.
Red Copper, I mean.
The team not grouped there, but at this point, Xayah actually gets to
Oh.
do damage. Wasdo laying down huge DPS. Smolder
Oh, think they
doing
can stop
Smolder
the Gwen.
things.
Yeah, Z Nasty coming in there.
A great engage, but I think the gold diff right there.
Well, it was also effectively a 3-on-5 for quite a while, which is not ideal.
Oh,
Was almost getting evaporated right there.
Blue team's turret has been
But this is looking like a 30-second game.
yeah. Looks like the Baron call being made, and that will That'll give him a lot of pushing power with Gwen being able to split.
Indeed. If well, actually, it just gives gold. Yubi's already max item almost.
Yeah, one
If
item
Yubi
away.
walks away with this with a full item. That's it. Alawi is several items behind. I'm sorry. Phasers is several items behind. Then you have Sejuani's flail. The brand pick was a pretty good idea, but I'm thinking that this was a game that required a little bit more disengage. If they were really
Yeah,
trying to go
but
for something a little safer.
that wouldn't necessarily need to come from the jungle pick. There could
That's
have
what I'm
been
saying. If
a
they picked
different
Brand,
top, maybe.
yeah, if they picked Brand, the whole team dynamic should have changed.
Yeah, there's not enough lockdown on 501st to have Alawi top, and then Alawi also happening to lose the lane heavily made it exacerbated.
Yes, I would have recommended taking out champions who actually really. This just came down to luck at this point. Luck of the draw. Luck of the draft.
Gerbs took a big amount of poke damage there. Absolutely gigantic pillar of flame from Sejuani's flail.
Yeah, the Final Force has definitely high damage. No lie. Like I'm curious to see what the damage cards look like.
Huge damage gonna come in though. Huge damage from unfortunately for Blue Knights.
It's all zero. Yeah.
There is a finally all right ult from set phasers to stun. Just isn't unfortunately on the people that need to get hit.
Oh, is he gonna get another one?
Happening.
Get another? Nope.
Yep.
Yeah,
The flash from Gerbs to secure the ace, and
that's gonna be game.
that's gonna be game right there.
You know, it did
And-
turn out for a win for Blue Knights, but I gotta say 501st did an amazing job stalling that game out.
It was an excellent playthrough, and if that shutdown gold on Yubi had been claimed, maybe could have pushed it a little bit longer for that more items to be built out, but unfortunately, here we are.
Yeah. Now 14-1. A mobile UB.
Who do we
A
want
mo-
to pull for a
mobile.
Who do we want to pull for a quick interview before we close out?
I know we want to pull out Yubi for this quick interview, but I actually want to see from Gerb's perspective.
See if we can get
Interesting.
Gerbs.
Let's see if we can get Gerbs. If we can't get Gerbs, then we grab ourselves Yubi.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
All
Howdy,
right, so we
Gerbs.
have Gerbs in here. We were thinking about bringing UB in here, being the 14-1 Gwen, but I wanted to hear from your perspective as the mid laner, because we've seen you do some really interesting plays and catching people out during this game. What was going on in the team chat during this game?
Honestly, our team chat was pretty clear and concise. Bot lane was pretty tilted because Brand kept coming down, but we were pretty much just like scoping out, using vision, trying to catch out the Brand, the Karma, the Xayah, because none of them really had good catch or escape to get away from us. So the game was kind of won for draft for us. Like if Xayah didn't get nasty ahead, like I think we felt like we had won the game. So it was really positive. Everyone's just making big calls, making big plays.
All right. What did you think about the 501st just draft in general? Like, were there concerns? I know you had said the Xayah and the. Were there any other concerns there?
Not really in draft. We kind of felt like they were kind of overthinking the draft a little bit. Like we were expecting them to take Vi. Like we had this whole counter plan made for their Vi, and then they just took the Brand away from us to take it away from a couple of our players. So it really didn't make us too nervous. We were really happy when draft phase ended. I know Porter's team before had a mid laner who played a lot of heavy escape stuff, like LeBlanc and Akali and stuff like that. So it felt good to do it back.
Okay, all right. Coach, do you have anything for GURPS?
What were your just out of curiosity, since we can't hear comms in these games, what were your team comms like during objective plays? Like, you know, when you're taking a dragon and you see that 501st is trading a turret or something like that. What was that like for your team?
Everyone's kind of calm and cool. Like, we had kind of given up the idea of, like, if there was a tower to be taken, we'd kind of already given that tower up in preparation or in favor of, like, an objective or a drag or something. Excuse me, I'm still with my dogs. We'd kind of given it up already, so it's pretty much like that stuff isn't really the focus. It's just us confirming what we already thought. Just pretty much everyone was focused on the play. All 5 players is really good.
Okay, all right. Herworth, anything from you?
Negative. Well
All
played.
right. Well, definitely well played. Congratulations, you guys walk away with a victory here. And we are definitely looking forward to more pretty big gameplay from the 32nd. One last question. I gotta ask. All right.
What's up?
Was there any talk about the Smolder, like Z Nasty picking Darkseal? What was there any chatter about that? Was there any questions?
Man, Zach, dude, he's been hitting the beakers, hitting the Bunsen burners for weeks. You know, he's been in the lab cooking some stuff up. So there's no doubt in our mind when he says he wants something, we give it to him. He's a beast.
All right. Well, if he's out there cooking, let him cook. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's nothing else from the booth. We're going to take a short break as we set up the next game. Hydrate, get whatever you need, snackies, whatever.
Is there another game? Did a game get rescheduled?
Oh, wait, that's right. Hold on, let me double check the schedule.
I think that was it.
That was it. My bad. That's it. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in for the... we had 2 victories here. The 32nd and the Joint Team Maritime Vanguard walking away with a W today. Tune in Thursday, starting at 1800, same place, same types of shenanigans as we kick off that game with the 29th. For this is the 34th. Do we have anything else? Any more parting shots from the team?
Glad to be here in Cast Games. Couple very great games tonight, especially the last one. Very competitive feeling, and I'm excited for Thursday's games.
All
Right,
right.
thanks for joining us. See you Thursday.
All right. And any parting shots from you, Gerb?
Hey, excited for Friday, JT. Gonna be a good game. Tune in.
Alrighty.
Then.
Well, we will see you Thursday. It's gonna be a great time. I'm excited. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay.